this moment. There is no coincidence drawing you here, only my kind intention. As you listen, the longing within you for understanding and hope will be addressed, for I see all the hidden burdens you carry. Yet you sense there is something deeper I wish to unveil, a gentle unfolding that will refresh the deepest places of your soul. If you turn away now, you risk missing the comfort prepared for your weariness, the renewing light for your doubts, and the invitation to walk anew in peace with me. What you find here is not detached advice or faraway wisdom. This is my voice creator, sustainer, and lover of your soul speaking intimately, drawing near to you as you are, not as you think you should be. For I am not unreachable nor unfeeling. I see the small fears and the quiet hopes you barely name, and I hold each one with infinite care. I do not despise the trembling or the questions. I am the God who walked among humanity, who wept, who rejoiced, who embraced those believed to be lost causes, and proved that no heart is too far for my love to reach. I am closer than the breath you draw, closer than the beating of your heart, ever attentive, eternally committed to your good. As you read, let yourself breathe out the anxieties that entangle, and trust that I am making a way in the wilderness of your confusion, streams in the desert of your fatigue. I have always known you, cherished you, and delighted in your existence. My intention is not merely to correct, but to restore, strengthen, and ignite hope where the shadows have whispered otherwise. Your days unfold before me with their triumphs and their trials, and there is nothing trivial in what you face. I see each step you take, obscured by routine or highlighted by challenge. Even when you feel ordinary or overlooked, my gaze never bypasses you. The intricacies of your heart, the places where you hesitate to believe good can come again, I understand fully. Let me remind you, even the smallest act done in love, the quietest yes to faith, causes ripples in my eternal purposes. I do not measure you by the world's standards. I cherish your willingness to keep turning toward me, even in the midst of uncertainty. Know that you are seen, cherished, and held as precious and singular as a pearl hidden in a field, as a shepherd finds greatest joy in the single sheep returned. There is much I wish to speak about the rhythm of your life. I have watched as you strive to keep pace, sometimes feeling as though joys and heartbreaks merge with indistinct speed. In that whirlwind, it is easy to believe you are alone, fighting to find meaning or value in all you do. But I want you to sense, even now, the invitation to rest. Not simply the rest of physical stillness, but the surrender of self-condemnation, the relinquishing of pressure to prove your worth. In my presence, you are not evaluated by performance, but welcomed in intimacy. I delighted you simply because you are mine. Allow this reality to soak in. Love that is neither earned nor revoked. Safety that withstands your fiercest storms. Belonging rooted in my unchanging affection. Let me speak to your disappointments, those unspoken griefs that linger. Loss of dreams, relationships, certainty can feel like the fading of light. Yet I am the one who brings beauty from the ashes, who sows seeds of hope where there has been desolation. The places where you mourn or question are not forsaken ground. They are fertile soil for renewal. I do not waste a single tear, nor overlook the ache that cannot be articulated. My presence weaves through the tapestry of joy and sorrow, working constantly for your ultimate restoration. Where you see fragments, I see unfolding wholeness. This journey is not aimless, though it may feel winding. My plans for you, though often mysterious, are always for your good plans to give you a future brimming with hope, even beyond what you dare to imagine. When fear presses in, relentless and loud, I am the voice of calm assurance. You do not need to silence your weakness or manufacture strength. Bring your anxieties into my light, for I receive them without anger or contempt. I am the God who bends low to listen, who never wearies of your questions or the honest cries that escape your lips in the dark. I can handle every doubt and dismantle every lie spoken over you by shame or disappointment. Where the world might grow impatient, my patience is boundless. Each moment spent in trust, however feeble it feels, ties your heart closer to mine, strengthening the bond that nothing can sever. There have been times you have wondered if your prayers are heard, as if they ascend no higher than the ceiling. Let me assure you, not one word you utter, not one sigh of your spirit, ever goes unnoticed by me. I gather your prayers with the delight of a parent storing a child's first proud drawing, treasuring each one regardless of eloquence. You are never talking into emptiness. Each honest plea draws my heart closer still. When answers seem delayed or different than you expect, it does not mean I am absent or indifferent. My wisdom is deeper, and my timing more perfect than you can see. Trust that even in silence, I am at work, aligning blessings, preparing you for gifts greater than you have ever dreamed. Some days you may waver with the weight of regret, remembering choices you wish you could undo or burdens you never intended to pick up. I am not the accuser, never the one who heaps shame upon your shoulders. I am the one who runs to meet the wounded and wandering, offering healing where guilt has festered. There is no past so dark that my light cannot redeem it, no mistake so grave that my mercy has not already made a way home. Let my grace reshape your memories, replacing despair with dignity, hopelessness with holy possibility. I honor your courage to begin again, to let go of judgment, and receive full forgiveness that is both promise and power. You are not forgotten, not even for a moment. Every detail of your life matters to me, for you are my handiwork and my beloved. I know the depths of your need and the heights of your desire. In loneliness, I am your unfailing companion. In abundance, I am the joy beneath your gratitude. Let yourself rest in the assurance that your life, with all its complexity and contradiction, is intimately known and profoundly loved. The road ahead may twist through valleys and scale heights unknown, but you never walk it alone. With every step, my hand upholds you. My spirit whispers courage, and my love casts out every fear. You draw near, sensing that this is not merely words on a page, but a living message from my heart to yours. In this very moment, my attention is fixed upon you. I see beyond your outer circumstances into the hidden places within, where questions stir and burdens press quietly. Sometimes you hesitate, uncertain whether I will notice the details that weigh you down or the thoughts you barely dare voice aloud. But I tell you, nothing escapes me. Every longing, every ache, every quiet hope is known to me before you shape it into words. This is the sacred place, where pretense falls away and you stand honestly before me, beloved. You wonder if there is more than what you have known, more than survival, more than the cycle of striving and resting and striving again. There is. I invite you into a new way, one shaped not by your own strength but by trust in the one who shaped you. You are not meant to carry your burdens alone, nor solve every confusion without help from the one who crafted the pattern of your days. I see the walls you have built for protection, the hesitancy that comes from facing disappointment, and I long to show you how my steadfastness remains firm, unlike shifting shadows or the fickle affection of this world. You do not have to earn my nearness or prove your worth to me. My love surrounds you not because of your perfection, but because you are mine. I have called you by name in the quietness of your own heart. When you are still, if you listen past the noise and distraction, you will sense my presence holding you. My voice is steady, unwavering. I am not impatient with your questions or distant during your struggles. Instead, I draw closer in those moments, offering understanding and gentle correction, loving you into wholeness rather than shaming you for your wounds. There is a richness waiting that you have only glimpsed. I do not withhold my goodness based on your ability to grasp it. Rather, I seek your attention, a willingness to relinquish what you cannot control and trust where you cannot yet see. You are invited to bring your whole self, not merely the parts you deem worthy. I see every aspect, your dreams, your doubts, even the pieces you hope I do not notice. And I say, come closer still. You may fear that surrender means loss, but I tell you, What you place in my hands is not diminished, but redeemed. I am the author of your story, and I write beauty into the places where sorrow threatened to steal hope. I restore what is broken with gentle hands and purposeful care. When you feel you have failed or stumbled beyond my reach, remember, my arms are ever open, always ready to receive you afresh, to speak new life into weary places. In me, beginnings are never limited by endings. There is always a way forward by my grace. Let your guard down with me. It is safe here. You need not hide the weakness you wish you could overcome. In the light of my presence, shame loses its grip, and peace begins to fill the emptiness. I do not measure your value by what you accomplish in comparison to others, or by how steady you appear on the outside. What matters to me is your heart, yielded and open, even if trembling. I have a tenderness for the broken-hearted and the contrite, and I promise to dwell with you when you invite me in. I know your hidden questions. Will I ever find rest for my soul? Does hope really reach into my circumstances? Even here, especially here, everything you desire is held within my love, deeper and wider than you have believed possible. The longing for connection, for purpose, for peace without fear, these come not from yourself alone, but are echoes of my voice within you, calling you to the life I give. You need not fear that you are asking too much. My abundance is measured not by scarcity, but by endless love. I do not grow weary of you or retract my promises when you struggle. Journey with me just as you are. I have seen every day of your life unfolding, yet nothing in your past has disqualified you from my present mercy. The things you regret or wish undone, these I weave into your testimony, turning ashes into beauty, mourning into gladness. Where you have experienced discouragement, I offer a hope that endures, a hope that strengthens when everything else seems uncertain. I am with you in what is hard. Do not believe that my presence is reserved for easy seasons. It is in the difficulty, in the storm and shadow, that my light shines most brightly alongside you. Let your mind rest as you read these words. Release to me the burdens of what if and if only. There is healing in my presence, and as you linger with me, I restore your soul. I invite you to trust me not only with the things you cannot change, but with your very desires, those places where you have dared to dream or nearly given up. My plans for you are not diminished by delay or disappointment. I am the restorer of years, the healer of hearts, and when you let me carry what is too heavy for you, you discover life as it was meant to be, free, spacious, marked by peace. You might not always see how I am at work, yet I am never idle in my love toward you. Sometimes the evidence is quiet, like new growth hidden beneath hard soil, or a gentle stirring in a place long dormant. In those moments, trust that I am cultivating beauty deep within, preparing you for seasons of fruitfulness you have not imagined. Do not despise small beginnings or uncelebrated progress. I see what no one else sees, and I rejoice over every step you take toward wholeness. I remind you now, you are chosen, not by accident, but by my deliberate love. The gifts I have placed within you, the passions that burn for justice, mercy, and truth, these are not random, but reflections of my heart alive in you. As you surrender to my leading, you will discover joy that is not subject to your circumstances, peace that is not undone by unexpected change. My spirit is your companion, your comfort, and your strength when you feel unable to go on. You are not alone now, nor have you ever been. Even in moments where pain or loneliness felt sharp, I was nearer than your breath. I gather your tears as treasures. I value your honesty when you can share your struggles without masking them. This is the intimacy I offer, not a love earned by perfection, but a belonging secured by my faithfulness. I delight to walk with you, to lead you gently into all truth, and to celebrate the beauty I see in your unfolding story. Keep drawing near. The invitation remains open, unwavering and sure. Where fear would keep you distant, let my love invite you to risk authenticity. I am a safe refuge for your doubts and your hopes, a strong tower where you can find rest and courage. As you make room for me, even in small moments, you will taste the freedom that comes from being truly known and fully loved. As you listen to my voice, you may sense a tender stirring within you, a quiet invitation to step closer, even if your heart holds uncertainty. I see the places where you have questioned yourself, where your journey has led you into shadows that seem to whisper doubts and fears. I am not distant in those moments, nor am I silent when you feel overwhelmed. With each breath you take, know that I am near, attentive to every cry and every silent ache you carry. I do not look away when you stumble, nor do I measure your worth by your ability to stay strong in your own strength. Instead, I am moved by your willingness to trust me more deeply each day, surrendering your need for control into my loving hands. Let me speak directly to the hunger hidden inside, the longing for life to make sense, for pain to have a purpose. You are not meant to wander aimlessly in a world that feels uncertain. I have prepared a path, one that I walk beside you even when your eyes cannot see the outcome. Imagine your life as a precious garden. In times of drought, my rain brings refreshment. In moments of winter, my warmth nurtures the roots you cannot see. Every moment, whether marked by sorrow or celebration, holds my careful attention. I gather your tears as precious jewels, and I remember your laughter as a joyful melody. I am never indifferent to your story, for you are my beloved handiwork. When you gaze ahead and see only obstacles, lift your eyes to me, the one who speaks light into darkness and calls forth hope where none seem to remain. You may feel small against the mountains that rise before you, but I am the one who shapes mountains with a word. I invite you, even now, to rest the full weight of your anxieties in my care. I am not offended by your burdens, nor weary of your repetition. Bring them to me again and again, for I am patient and delight in every moment you draw near in honesty. Bring me what is heavy. Trust me with what you do not understand. You have heard whispers from the world about who you should be or what you must achieve to be enough. Those voices roar in the silence, demanding perfection, success, or recognition. But my definition of your worth is entirely different. I see beneath the layers of performance. I see the intentions that grow behind your actions, even when no one else does. When you struggle and think you have failed, my gaze remains soft. My love remains constant. I do not need you to prove yourself to me. I have loved you before time began, and my love does not waver with your circumstances or your feelings. It is a relentless love, deep and unshakable, rooted in my very being. I speak now to the fears that clatter in your chest at night when distractions have faded and only truth remains. I do not condemn your questions. Every why and how long you whisper reaches my attention. I know the ache of waiting and the discomfort of not seeing the immediate answer. Trust does not mean the absence of pain, but the assurance that you are never alone within it. I am with you in the valley, as surely as I am with you on the heights. My comfort is not a distant promise, but a living reality for your soul. Invite me into your sorrow, let me hold your disappointment, and watch how I transform even the most bitter seasons into places where new life can emerge. You may wonder how to move forward when you feel paralyzed by confusion or regret. There is grace for every step, even the hesitant ones. Do not despise the slow progress. I am more interested in your direction than your pace. Look for my fingerprints in the opportunities that appear unexpectedly, or in the gentle nudging of your conscience. These are my ways of guiding you, soft as the dawn, persistent as the tides. Sometimes, my path for you will be clear as daylight. Other times, it will call you to walk by faith, trusting that I am ordering your steps, even when each step feels small. There will be times when surrender feels like loss, when letting go of your own plans seems painful. But surrender, in my kingdom, is not defeat. It is the opening of your hands to receive more than you could have imagined. Do not fear what surrender requires. I am gentle with your vulnerabilities, tender with your desires. I see each hope you lay down, each dream you entrust to me, and I honor your courage. In time, you will look back and see that every act of trust became a doorway to greater freedom and deeper joy. Draw close to me when the world feels overwhelming, when deadlines press and relationships strain. Let me be your hiding place, your stronghold of quiet strength. I've never expected you to bear life's pressures alone. In every trial, I offer an exchange, your worry for my peace, your weakness for my strength, your uncertainty for my assurance. Do not be afraid to admit your need. I do not reject what is vulnerable. I cherish it, for in your humility, my power shines most brightly. Do you feel unseen or unheard by those around you? I hear you perfectly. I see the details, the efforts unrecognized, the sacrifices unnoticed. In the secret places where you serve in silence, my heart rejoices over you. Never believe that your value is diminished because others pass by without acknowledgement. Every act of kindness, every small obedience, is precious in my sight. I am a God who rewards openly what is done in secret, a God who does not forget even the smallest gesture motivated by love. You might carry wounds from the past, words spoken carelessly, betrayals that cut deep, disappointments that have shaped your view of yourself and others. I am the healer of broken hearts. I invite you to bring every wound to me, to let me tend what has been neglected. I do not rush your process or shame your scars. I am intimately familiar with your pain, and I am the one who can turn ashes into beauty. Trust me to revise the story of your life, to bring meaning from what seemed lost, to restore hope where you believed it was gone forever. Let me remind you, you are chosen not by accident or happenstance, but by my deliberate love. I am always pursuing you, always calling you deeper into the life I have prepared. My invitation stands: will you trust me with everything, even the parts you struggle to surrender? Will you let my presence become your constant companion, your steady anchor, and your highest joy? The journey we take together is not without challenge, but every moment is marked by my unwavering faithfulness and the certainty of my love guiding you on. My presence is never far from you, even on the days when you cannot sense me, in the noise and busyness that surrounds you. I am whispering through the gentle hush of morning, the laughter of a friend, the glance of sunlight on your path. Every detail of your life is known to me, and nothing is hidden from my gaze, not your doubts, not your moments of courage, not even the silent tears that escape in the quiet hours of night. Listen now, as I invite you deeper. Let your heart settle, for I see the places where you are restless, trying to arrange every part of your existence as if you hold the universe together. You do not, my beloved, for I am the one who orders the stars and stills the storm. You can rest in my care. Bring the burdens you carry, not just the ones that feel heavy, but also the small concerns, the fleeting worries that flicker in your mind. I delight when you trust me with everything, not just what overwhelms you. Even as you walk through uncertainties, I am speaking into the future that awaits you, planting seeds of hope where you may see only barren ground. I know how you question whether the work of your hands matters, or if the kindnesses you share are noticed. In my economy, nothing surrendered in love is wasted. When you forgive, when you choose truth, when you extend compassion, even when it costs you, you are reflecting my very heart into the world. Your life is more significant than you know. You are part of a story I am weaving, one in which brokenness is not the ending, but the place from which new beauty will emerge. Do not judge yourself by the harsh measure of comparison, or by what you do not yet understand. I am inviting you to see yourself through my eyes as someone dearly loved, fully accepted, and already worthy because I have called you my own. Often you wonder about your purpose, about the direction you should take, and you fear taking the wrong step. Hear me. I am more committed to your guide than you could ever be to finding it. My guiding hand is gentle, not forceful. It is safe to move forward, knowing that even your missteps become part of my redemptive design. I do not punish you for your hesitancy. for I understand the fears formed by past disappointments. Release the need to have every answer before you begin. Instead, let me teach you how to move in trust, day by day, knowing I walk both ahead of you and beside you. When you stumble, I uphold you. When you falter, I am not disappointed or angry, but draw closer still, eager to encourage and strengthen you. There is a depth of joy available to you that the world cannot offer or explain. It is not found in circumstances that always favor you, but in the profound assurance that you belong to me, and that nothing can separate you from my love. This joy flows freely when you choose gratitude, even amid difficulties. Thankfulness opens your eyes to my continual presence, to the small wonders I scatter throughout your day. When your heart is heavy, dare to look for my gifts. They appear in unexpected ways, in a timely word from a friend, in the resilience you find to try again, in the peace that surprises you in the middle of chaos. I created you for relationship, not for isolation. Bring me your loneliness, for I felt it too in the garden and on the cross. Nothing you experience is foreign to me, and when your spirit aches for connection, know that my embrace is always open to you. Yet I am also calling you to be an answer to someone else's silent longing today. The encouragement you offer, the kindness you extend, even the listening ear you provide, these are sacred tasks that build my kingdom in ways you cannot fully imagine. You do not need to perform or pretend to be perfect. Your authenticity, your willingness to love from a place of imperfection, is a powerful testimony of my grace. I see the sacrifices you make, the responsibilities you shoulder, and I am not indifferent to your exhaustion. Come and find your rest in me, not just physical rest, but the deep soul rest that quiets the striving voices within. Lay down the need to prove your worth. In my presence, you do not have to earn acceptance. It is my free gift. Let me speak to the wounded places in you that still believe you are loved conditionally, based on performance or perfection. My love was settled for you long before you took your first breath, and it will remain when all else fades away. Receive these words as seeds I am planting in your heart. Some will sprout quickly, bringing new understanding and hope. Others will take time, developing quietly beneath the surface until the season is right for them to blossom. Trust the process, even when you cannot see immediate results. I am never late, nor am I forgetful. My timing is perfect, shaped by wisdom you cannot yet perceive. Wherever you are on your journey, whether you feel far ahead or falling behind, know that I never measure you by your progress, but by your willingness to lean into my love and let it shape your life. There are doors you are waiting to open, opportunities you long for. Offer these desires to me, not as demands, but as honest expressions of your heart. I hear you, and I delight in your dreams. I will open what no one can shut, and I will close what is not for your good. Trust me with your disappointments as well as your aspirations. Sometimes I shield you from paths that would diminish your fullness, even if they seem desirable in the moment. My ways are always aimed at your highest good, even when they differ from your own understanding. Let me teach you how to hold both hope and surrender together, trusting me for what you long for, yet yielding your expectations to my wisdom. In this place, your heart grows in confidence and peace. You are learning to receive, not just to strive or achieve. My grace is your constant companion, available for every weakness and every strength. I am with you through every uncertainty, guiding you with patience and delight as you take each next step. You have heard my voice as a gentle invitation, an ongoing promise that there is more to behold, more freedom to taste, and more love available right here and now. In the midst of your routines, through your doubts and distractions, I am the constant. My presence is not reserved for rare, holy moments, nor do I measure your worth by the ebb and flow of your emotions. My affection for you remains steadfast, unwavering, born not out of what you do, but out of who I am. Even when you feel nothing, even when you stumble backwards or lose your resolve, present, drawing near as you are, not as you think you should be. Each morning that greets you, every breath that enters your lungs, sings a secret. I am here, and I am for you. Trust is not made of grand declarations. It is built from small, real choices in the shadows of everyday living. I watch over every detail, attentive to whispered worries and unspoken desires. Each longing you carry is known to me, and I am neither indifferent nor impatient. When anxiety clouds your thinking, or loneliness grips your heart, let this truth anchor you. You are intimately seen and fervently loved. You matter. Your unique makeup and secret struggles, your dreams that seem unreachable. I am gently working in these places, weaving hope into your story. Come to me just as you are, fragile but willing. It is not your strength I call for, but your honesty and your openness. When you expose your fears, when you let your secrets into the light of my care, you will feel relief that could never be earned through striving. My invitation is not a summons to more effort or stricter discipline. It is a door into genuine joy, rest, and the quiet confidence that you are cherished, even when you feel most unlovable. Shift your gaze from your own resources, from the pressure to perform, and fix your mind on my constancy. I understand every habit that ensnares you, every pattern that seems unbreakable. Your failures do not repel me, nor do your mistakes surprise me. In those deeply personal moments where shame whispers that you will never change, lean in and hear my counter-offer, mercy deep enough to rewrite any story, and power strong enough to break any chain. You are not alone in your struggle. Do not allow the voice of discouragement to rule your thoughts. Whenever you grow weary of the journey, I am the well that never runs dry. Even in the darkest valleys, my light is there to guide your steps. The world may demand labels like success or failure, but I look beyond these passing measurements. I see your effort to rise again, your humble courage to ask for help, your willingness to feel pain and keep choosing love anyway. These are not minor things in my sight. When you walk through waters deeper than you've ever known, I walk beside you so the floods do not overwhelm. When the heat of life's trials presses in on you, I stand close so the flames do not consume your hope. Through it all, I am forming a resilient faith in you, one that will carry you further than you imagine. Lift your head and believe that. My arms surround you today, tomorrow, and always. How often, when you reflect, have I shown up in unexpected moments, bringing peace when nothing else made sense? My touch is subtle, yes, sometimes quiet as a butterfly's landing, but it is real. I encourage you now to look back not with regret, but with awe. See the fingerprints of my grace in places you once called barren. Every breath of relief, every sudden courage, every gentle nudge to kindness was a gift from me. Even your broken pieces are not wasted. They become places where my beauty shines through, where authenticity replaces pretense, and where others are blessed by your honesty. I do not despise your scars. I see how you have dared to keep loving even when you've been hurt. This is evidence of my life within you. Let go of harsh self-judgment. You are more than the sum of your yesterdays, more than the echo of old mistakes. I have always known the end from the beginning, and I delight in building something vibrant and new from what you lay before me with trembling hands. Let the world chatter about what's important: status, control, image, but listen closely to my whisper underneath it all. Your worth is not up for debate. It is sealed in my unchanging love for you. Do not spend your days striving to earn affection or prove your value. Instead, let your soul come to rest in the truth that you are already enough because I have called you mine. Every concern you offer me, every act of genuine surrender, matters. I am your advocate, defending you against the accusations that come from outside and inside. I have silenced the voice of condemnation. In my heart, you are blameless. Let that reality affect how you speak to yourself, how you extend compassion to your own weary places. I take pleasure when you come to me with raw hurts and your unpolished prayers. Nothing you confess can diminish how I see you. In fact, it opens space for healing and transformation to begin deep within. Consider how often you have prayed, "Help me," in the silent hours. Not a single one of those cries has gone unnoticed. Sometimes the answer you seek comes swiftly. Other times, my response is hidden in the slow unfolding of circumstances. Trust that my timing is wise, even when it stretches your patience. I am never late, nor am I detached. Each delay contains purpose. Each pause conceals preparation. Let me teach you to wait with hope, to watch for the small signs of redemption budding when all seems lost. In your seasons of waiting, I am as close as your breath. You need not fear being forgotten or left behind. I am orchestrating things for your deepest good, even when you are unable to perceive it in the present moment. The harvest of joy I have planted in you will break through the soil at exactly the right time, and in ways that will fill you with gratitude and wonder. So take heart, open yourself ever wider to my loving pursuit. Let your defenses fall like old leaves in autumn. Be vulnerable before me. It is there in surrender that you find lasting peace. I am unhurried, and I have all you need. Every part of you, your mind, your feelings, your past, your potential is precious in my sight. There are no wasted years, no useless tears. Each chapter of your journey is gathered into my hands and woven into a tapestry of redemption. Your story is not finished. I am still writing, crafting beauty from all that you entrust to me. Let every breath remind you, you are in the shelter of my love, perfectly safe and endlessly cherished. There are moments when you look around and wonder if you are truly seen, if the depths of your struggles and silent dreams are noticed at all. Let me whisper reassurance to the aching, uncertain places within you. I see all of you, exactly as you are. Not one tear escapes my attention. Not a single hope or regret lies hidden from my gaze. Your story is intricately woven, precious, and your life holds layers that I celebrate, not just tolerate. Where you have felt overlooked or misunderstood, I am now drawing near with a focus so tender, so complete, you could scarcely imagine its power. Even the parts of you that feel small or dismissed matter to me. I am not like the world, measuring worth by achievement or accumulation. I cherish you simply because you are mine, my creation, my beloved. Every hidden facet of your character, every quirk that sets you apart, these are not flaws in my eyes, but unique marks of intentional design. Let's go deeper, because I desire intimacy, not just observation. I want you to draw near to me, to risk revealing what you keep tightly guarded. Remember, I am not disappointed by your process of becoming. You are not failing because you have fears, or because old wounds take time to heal. My love for you is not contingent on your performance. When you turn to me in your weakness, honesty, and even confusion, you invite me to be your healer, your comfort, your wisdom. If you could only glimpse how I ache to carry burdens with you, to breathe new joy into the dry deserts of your life, then you would no longer resist my embrace. Don't hide behind the walls you built for protection, for those walls can also become prison bars. Let me be your refuge instead, a strong and gentle presence where you can be fully known and fully accepted. Life's disappointments and betrayals might have taught you to expect rejection, even from me. But I am not a distant judge waiting for you to get things right before you approach. I am the shepherd who leaves the 99 to find the one hurting in the shadows. The parent who delights to see even the smallest step toward wholeness. If your heart aches from neglect or scarring words spoken over you, I am rewriting that narrative with affirmations that bring light. I call you chosen, treasured, irreplaceable. Resist the lie of unworthiness, and let my voice be the loudest in your mind. When doubts swarm and fear presses in, remember you are anchored not by your feelings, but by my unwavering commitment to you. The storms may rise, but you are held in hands that will not let go. Now, as you grow more confident, comfortable in my gaze. Let's not shy away from the places where you long for growth. I am calling you forward not because I demand perfection, but because I know the potential within you far exceeds what you can see right now. The seeds I have planted deep inside you, talents and desires waiting to bloom, are awakening even now. Brokenness does not define you, nor does your past mistakes or missed opportunities. I'm inviting you to see yourself as I see you, a precious creation already equipped for transformation. The journey may be slow, but progress is holy. Do not despise your small steps. Every act of courage, each moment you choose forgiveness or kindness, ripples outward farther than you know. There will be seasons when your faith feels more like a whisper than a shout, when you struggle to believe what I say about you is true. In those moments, lean into the truth that my love is not fragile or fleeting. Even if you waver, I remain. My constancy is your safe harbor, and I am the unchanging anchor when all else shifts. You don't need to perform or prove yourself for me to draw closer. I want you, just as you are, in every unfiltered moment. Forget the notion that you need to fix yourself before belonging. Belonging with me comes first, and out of that security, change takes root. Allow yourself to be honest before me, not only with your high hopes, but with your doubts and disappointments. I am not threatened by your questions or your confusion. Bring everything to me, the whole, unedited story of your heart. My grace is wide enough to hold your complexity. When you stumble or feel weak, it is my delight to lift you, not shame you. You are not a burden. You are a joy to my heart. So release the pressure to perform and accept my invitation to rest in my presence. Let your soul breathe deeply as I cover you with gentleness and renewal. There is a renewing that happens when you withdraw from the striving of the world and enter the rhythm of my unhurried affection. You do not need to compete for my attention or earn my favor. These are yours already as gifts. When you are exhausted, let your weariness be a signal to come to me, rather than withdraw further. Bring me your frustrations, your exhaustion, your dreams deferred. Let me be the healer of your hidden wounds, the strength for your journey, the hope that burns steadily even when all seems dark. In this space between us, honesty becomes the foundation for growth. I am not repelled by your confusion or melancholy. If you carry grief, anger, or even disappointment with me, lay it bare. I will not turn away. Instead, I will sit with you in the silence and pain until joy is born anew. Your vulnerability is not a liability in the kingdom I am building. It is the planting ground for genuine relationship. Trust that my understanding is infinitely greater than your ability to explain or process what you feel. There is great beauty in your willingness to bring your whole self into the light of my presence. When you lay down facades or the need to appear together, you discover a love that is steady, gentle, and transforming. I am near to the brokenhearted, and I dwell with those who are humble enough to admit their need. Let this nearness become your confidence, not arrogance or striving. The more you grasp my faithfulness toward you, the less you will fear what comes next. You are not alone in any battle. My resources and my presence are always available. Reach for me. I am already reaching for you. Do not be afraid of the process, even when it feels slow, or when old patterns seem hard to break. Transformation is rarely instant, but it is always certain when I am involved. My spirit works within you gently, persistently, planting seeds of newness that will bloom in due season. Cling to me when you are uncertain, and let your faith, however small, be the thread that connects your story to my unfolding purpose. Growth sometimes looks like waiting, like trusting in darkness before you see the dawn. But your patience is precious to me. I am never impatient with your journey. I am beside you, every step. Where you see a long way to go, I see the beauty of your becoming and delight in your willingness to keep moving forward with me. You have walked with me through valleys and over mountaintops, and still sometimes you wonder if my presence truly endures when shadows gather. Listen closely. I remain closer than the very air you breathe. My gaze is never drawn away from you. storms appear on the horizon. The world may call out for your attention, filling your heart with noise and distraction, but my whisper persists beneath it all, a quiet invitation to rest, to trust, and to allow my peace to invade the deepest spaces within you. I know the unseen burdens you carry, the questions you don't know how to voice, the ache for meaning and direction. In every layer of your heart, I have traced my hand, gently shaping your longings until they echo the purpose I breathed into you before time began. My faithfulness is not a distant promise, but a living reality. With every dawn, with every sigh, with every trembling surrender, I shape your days with mercy as fresh as sunlight after rain. When you struggle to see any way forward, and fear whispers of dead ends and wasted chances, look again through my eyes. I am the one who raises gardens from deserts and brings streams to the wilderness. Where you perceive only barrenness or failure, I see the raw material for something beautiful, a canvas awaiting the masterpiece of grace. You have not missed the path. You have not forfeited your place in my unfolding story. Even your stumbling, your detours, your whispered doubts are woven into my redemptive tapestry. Pause and breathe deep. Allow my assurance to steady you, like the hand of a loving parent guiding a child who is learning to walk. My patience with you knows no limits, for I delight in every step of your journey, even the faltering ones. There are pains you try to bury, mistakes you wish to forget, regrets that resurface when night falls quiet. You may try to outrun shame, to silence the inner voices that claim you are not enough. Yet I see you through the lens of my compassion. I do not flinch at your scars or failures. They do not disqualify you in my sight. Hear me. Your value has never rested on your perfection, but on my unwavering love. When you return to me with open hands, I do not greet you with disappointment, but with open arms and rejoicing. In my kingdom, no prodigal is ever turned away, and no shattered heart is beyond repair. I am the one who mends what is broken and gathers what is scattered, redeeming every fragment until your story reflects my glory. Rest does not mean disengagement. It is an active trust, a laying down of self-reliance, so you might awaken to my sufficiency. In rest, you learn to distinguish my voice from the clamorous demands of fear, pride, or impatience. I am not impatient with your process, nor do I tire of your questions. Bring them to me, all the tangled feelings and mysteries that seem too heavy or complex. I can handle it. In my presence, the things that shame you lose their grip, and the burdens of expectation melt in the light of my acceptance. I know that trusting me can feel risky when you have known disappointment, but I ask you to press on, to lean in, to let me show you just how safe your hope is in my hands. You are surrounded by evidence of my goodness, though sometimes you must pause long enough to see. A kind word, a sunrise colored by my paintbrush, the quiet encouragement that arrives when you are just about to give up. These are all my love notes to you. Let gratitude rise within you, not as an obligation, but as the natural response to the one who delights in blessing you. As you cultivate thanksgiving, you shift your perspective from scarcity to abundance, from anxiety to confident expectation. What you magnify, you give power to. Choose to magnify what I am doing, even in small ways, and watch how your heart expands to receive more of my joy. It is okay if you feel fragile or unfinished. Clay in the potter's hands must yield before it becomes a vessel of honor. Yielding is not weakness. It is the very place where transformation happens. Allow my gentle shaping, even when it feels unfamiliar or uncomfortable. I am not in a hurry for you to arrive. I am the artist who rejoices in the ongoing work, seeing the finished masterpiece even as I shape each layer. Trust the process. Let your impatience become a prayer, your uncertainty a doorway to deeper reliance on me. I did not choose you for your credentials, but for your willingness to say yes, to let me write my story through your surrendered life. Some days the world's brokenness weighs heavily on you, and you wonder if your prayers matter, if your love makes a difference, or if goodness can truly overcome darkness. Take heart. Nothing sown in love is ever wasted. Every act of kindness, every prayer whispered in faith, every small choice for hope and compassion echoes far beyond what you can see. Seeds buried in the earth seem invisible at first, but over time they burst forth with life. Trust that I am working in hidden places, including within you. Even your quiet love is powerful, for it is joined to mine, a force that cannot be defeated, a flame that cannot be extinguished. I know you desire clarity about your future, and you often seek signs to confirm that you are on the right path. While I understand this longing, I invite you into something even greater, a relationship that is not transactional but intimate. What I want most is not your flawless execution, but your honest company, your willingness to let me walk with you through both certainty and doubt. When you seek me first, all other things fall into place in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. Let go of the need for perfect foresight. Instead, cherish the daily manna of my presence, sufficient light for the next step, strength for the present moment, grace for whatever unfolds. Remember, you are not alone. The journey is not meant to be walked in isolation, nor is your pain something to bear in secrecy. I have placed people in your life on purpose, as companions and fellow travelers who reflect facets of my love. Do not be afraid to reach out, to ask for help, or to bear another's burden. As you do, you embody my heart to the world, and you discover again and again that my family is wider and richer than your solitary fears suggest. Even when others fail you, I remain steadfast. I will never leave, nor forsake you, for nothing can separate you from my love, neither disappointment nor fear, neither past mistakes nor present weakness. This is the invitation before you today, to believe not merely with your mind, but with your whole being that I am good, that I am for you, that hope is never futile when placed in me. Let your faith be less about striving for certainty and more about resting in relationship. I am writing a story of hope through your life, a testimony of light breaking into the darkness. Keep your heart open, even when it feels vulnerable. Trust that I am working in ways beyond your understanding, and that, in time, all things will be made beautiful by my hand. Do not let the echoes of shame from your past steal the voice of hope I have placed within you. I have seen the moments where regret clings tight to your heart, and the memories threaten to drown your courage. Listen now. I am not the author of condemnation. I am the restorer, the one who gathers every shattered piece and makes art of your scars. In me, the wounds of yesterday become windows for my light to pour through. Lift your eyes and see what I see, a beloved soul, not defined by what has gone wrong, but being renewed by what I am making right each day. You have not come this far by your own strength. My hands have carried you through the labyrinth of confusion, the seasons of loneliness, the battles doubts have waged within you. Receive my affirmation. My delight is not in your flawlessness, but in your willingness to come as you are, and trust that I can weave goodness from even the messiest threads. Let your failures become seeds not of despair, but of deeper reliance on me. When you falter, do not retreat behind walls of self-protection. Bring your honest heart to me. There is no confession too dark for my mercy, no sorrow I cannot mend. I have chosen, of my own boundless love, to draw close when others may withdraw, to call forth your worth even when you struggle to see it. Gaze at me and let my unwavering gaze towards you become your assurance. When you speak with me, pour out your fears, the ones that whisper you will be left, abandoned, forgotten. I am not fickle. My faithfulness stands when all else shifts. You do not have to earn my presence or win my affection. It is your inheritance, sealed by my own promise. You often think that if you were simply better, stronger, or more faithful, I would love you more. But my love flows freely, unmeasured by your performance, untouched by your wavering obedience. I see your striving, the exhaustion that mounts as you try to prove your worth. Rest, child. Let my approval hush the voices that demand you carry burdens I never placed on your back. In my embrace, your heart can find the peace it desperately seeks, the knowledge that you belong, not because you are without fault, but because you are fully known and cherished. Every fear that you will disappoint me is met by my constant assurance. My love began before your first breath and will not fail when you stumble. I know the days when darkness wraps around you and hope seems distant. In those silent valleys when prayers feel unanswered, do not believe you are alone. Let faith be a lamp, however small the flame, in your hand. Walk with me there, not toward false optimism, but an abiding trust that I remain with you, present in your night as much as your day. Grief and disappointment are not signs of failure or abandonment. They are the soil in which compassion grows, both for yourself and for others. I do not despise your tears. I gather them, honoring every sorrow that has been carried in secret. I have always been acquainted with your grief, even when you felt invisible. Your pain matters to me not as something to cast aside, but as something I long to heal with infinite tenderness. Let me teach you how to trust again, first with me, and then with those I bring alongside you. Vulnerability with me is never wasted. When you reveal your truest thoughts, even the ones that seem unworthy or irreverent, I do not recoil. I hear the cries behind your words. With me, you can be fully transparent. Bring your anger, your apathy, your questions. I am not threatened by your honesty. Real relationship flourishes on the soil of truth, not pretense. Allow my spirit to draw up the deep roots of shame and plant seeds of new courage. I am not finished shaping you. What you perceive as weakness may become your greatest place of encounter with my power. Silence the fear that you do not measure up to the examples around you. I did not design you for comparison. I made you unique, with gifts and story and temperament that reflects a facet of my own beauty that no one else can offer. Walk the path I have marked with your name, not the shadowed path of another's calling. When you stumble, as every soul does, my strong arms steady you. When you celebrate, my joy erupts with yours. You are never too much for me, nor are you ever too insignificant to escape my notice. My eyes delight in you exactly as you are, in this very moment. Even now, choices stretch before you, some heavy with consequence, some subtle yet significant. As you face decisions, do not be paralyzed by fear that you will ruin my plans for you. My sovereignty is not so fragile that it cannot weave your mistakes into a larger tapestry of redemption. Seek my counsel. Listen quietly for the gentle nudge of my spirit. Trust me to steer your heart. When you need wisdom, I am generous. Ask, and I will not scold you for your uncertainty. Even when you cannot see the outcome, I am already present on the other side, prepared with grace for whatever tomorrow brings. Let your prayers become more than ritual. Let them be communion. Come to me in the ordinary moments, in the quiet rising of morning, and the exhaustion at night's end. I am not limited to cathedrals or ceremonies. My presence saturates your everyday world. Invite me into your routines, your busyness, your stillness. Let the awareness of my nearness transform the mundane, infusing your days with meaning beyond what you can see. Nothing is too small to bring before me. Every detail of your existence, every breath, every longing is dear to me. Practice drawing near, not out of obligation, but out of sincere desire for connection. In times of waiting, when my answers delay and impatience gnaws at your soul, trust my timing. I am not slow as you count slowness. I see the tapestry unfinished, the patience being forged, the foundation being strengthened. Though the world urges you to hurry, allow me to teach you the art of surrender, holding your hopes open, trusting that what I withhold with purpose. What I give for your flourishing. Waiting is not wasted in my hands. I use every season, abundance and want, clarity and confusion, to mature your character and deepen our intimacy. Walk with me. at the pace of grace. Continue to hope, even when your heart aches with unmet expectation. My promises are not empty wishes, they are anchors that hold, even in storm-tossed waters. When you doubt, remember the hundreds of moments where I showed myself faithful, small mercies, unexpected provision, comfort found precisely when you needed it most. Recall my faithfulness. Let it nurture gratitude and quieten anxiety. As you fix your gaze on me, fear loses its grip, and peace takes root, not the fleeting peace the world offers, but the unshakable calm that comes from knowing I am always for you. You are not adrift, not forgotten, not condemned. My love pursues you still, weaving through every failure and dark night, inviting you to rest in the truth that you are mine always. You have come this far, and I see every step, every choice. Let me remind you, nothing you do escapes my attention, yet my attention is not measured in scales of judgment, but in the patience and watchfulness of a loving parent. As you move forward, you carry both the marks of courage and the scars of past fear, but I hold you as whole. Your story, with its peaks and valleys, is woven together by my enduring presence. In moments when the path feels heavy, remember, I am the strength beneath your feet. It is not only in your days of certainty that I am proud of you, but also, and sometimes even more, in the uncertain hours when you keep going despite not seeing the entire road ahead. Rest in this, for your value does not change in the shadows. The same light that called forth day from night is alive within you now. Even your regrets are not lost to me. Like seeds buried in darkness, I can bring forth a garden from their surrender. Give me your pain without pretense, your hidden disappointments, your delays and distractions. All the things you imagine are failures. I already hold them in mercy. My healing is not bound by your timetable. Trust that what you place into my hands I tend with special care. Celebrate the progress you sometimes overlook. Every whisper of kindness, every unseen act of generosity, each time you resisted bitterness, all these are the subtle seeds of my spirit shaping you. I never ask you to water the desert with your own strength, but to trust that I can make the wilderness blossom in seasons you cannot predict. In your uncertainty about tomorrow, I invite you to lean into me with fresh abandon. The world will offer you countless predictions, most sown with fear, but I offer you hope rooted in my unchanging nature. Let my hope occupy the spaces where worry tries to take root. Hope does not always silence the storms, but it keeps you anchored when the waves rise. The peace I give is not another task for your list. It is the steadying hand that reaches for you long before you ask. When anxious thoughts swirl, look for my gentle invitation to pause, to breathe, to remember our connection. For nothing in your life is too small or too tangled for me to draw close. In every ordinary day, I walk alongside you, often quieter than the world's clamor, always attentive. Through joy and weariness alike, my faithfulness does not ebb or flow. The same hand that shaped your first breath supports your faltering steps and will guide you into fullness. I am not impatient with your slow mending or your unfinished questions. Walk at the speed of trust. Despise not your small beginnings, nor the gradual victories no one else sees. The transformation I work in you is like the turning of the tide, sure, strong, and unstoppable, even when invisible beneath the surface. Resist the pull to measure yourself against the pace of others. My affection for you is not calculated with the world's rulers. You are my beloved, not for what you achieve, but for who you are and whose you are. Every moment you choose to return to me, even if only in a breath or whispered thought, you strengthen the bridge between my heart and yours. Each act of surrender becomes a door through which my grace flows more freely into your being. I delight in your willingness, not your perfection. Let go of striving to win an approval you already possess. I call you to live unburdened, not because life is without trial, but because my yoke is easy and my burden light when carried together. My arms remain exhaustion, your questions, your striving. Come to me with honesty. Pretense is unnecessary. My love discerns the aches even you cannot name. As you let down your guard, you will sense my comfort of warmth that seeps into lonely places and lifts the weight from anxious shoulders. This is not a fleeting comfort, but a presence abiding, whether you feel it or not. Do not measure my love by your emotions, for love as deep as mine cannot be contained or withdrawn by the shift of your feelings. I am closer than your own thoughts, whispering reminders that you are chosen, not because you have it all together, but precisely because I desire partnership with the imperfect, the earnest, the searching. I have placed within you gifts and longings that matter not only to you, but to my purposes in the world. Every disappointment and triumph shapes those gifts, chiseling away what holds you back and revealing the essence I crafted in the quiet depths. No experience is wasted. In my care, even the broken pieces become part of a mosaic more beautiful than you can imagine. Your voice, your journey, your story matter. I call you forward not to carry every burden alone, but to walk as one intimately known, fiercely loved and endlessly welcomed. When you step into your day, do so with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are never abandoned, never overlooked. I am as near at the close of night as at the break of dawn. Take sanctuary in my nearness. Trust that what you cannot yet see, I am already preparing for your good. Hold fast to the certainty that you are still in the heart of my story, and it is not yet finished. You have journeyed with me through words that carry the weight of eternity, and the whisper of love that knows every crevice of your heart. As you stand here, at the cusp of alignment between the seen and unseen, recognize that you are fully known, fully cherished, and never abandoned. Even as your doubts have circled your mind like silent birds on a gray morning, my presence has not faltered. My gaze has not wavered from you. I am not a distant voice echoing across endless halls. I am the holy warmth that fills the very air your soul breathes. When you feel lost, I am the gentle hand that steadies you. When you hide in shadows, I am the persistent light that waits patiently until you open your eyes. There will be tribulation along your path, and there will be triumph. For I did not promise an easy road, but one where you are never alone, never without purpose. I strengthen your spirit in silence and speak peace to the storms that roar unseen inside you. My mercy is not a fragile thing, but a well that never runs dry, refreshing you in seasons of drought, carrying you through deserts that feel unending. Receive my forgiveness and let the burden you have clutched to your chest fall away. That weight was never yours to carry. I do not see you only as you are in this moment, but as the masterpiece I have envisioned since before time took its first breath. Every tear you have shed I have held. Every joy I have celebrated as if it were my own. When you think your story is not worth reading, I remind you that I am the author and finisher, weaving every broken sentence into a narrative redemption cannot resist. My child, do not shrink from the vastness of the love I pour over you. Let it saturate the cracks until your heart learns to trust its gentle tide. Lay your disappointments before me. Let your anger be spoken without fear of rejection. I do not love you less for your questions, nor withdraw when you tremble with uncertainty. Instead, I draw near. I cup your face in hands made strong by tenderness and call you by name, the name that sings within me in notes no one else can hear. This light, my light, in you is not limited by your history or hindered by human frailty. The world may ask you to prove yourself, to earn favor, to justify your worth with achievement or perfection. My way is different. You are precious because I have made you, beloved because I have chosen you, valuable because I have laid my heart down for you without condition. In your weakness, my strength is made unmistakably clear, not as a distant power, but as a current of hope that moves within you, guiding, reshaping, correcting, refining. Trust that I am not finished with any area of your life, even the corners you keep hidden out of shame or resignation. My hands do not wound, they heal, restore, reshape. When you fall, I do not shame you rising. I invite you to let me lift you in grace. You are called to reflect my heart to a world that is weary with fear and doubt. This call isn't a burden, but a privilege, a chance to carry my love with authenticity and courage. As you surrender your desire for control, you will taste the freedom I designed from the dawn of creation. Courage is not the absence of trembling, but the willingness to move as you trust in me, even with trembling knees. Every act of kindness sown in my name will bear fruit in time. Do not grow discouraged when you see only dust in the fields where you have planted hope. I am the Lord of harvest, bringing forth life from the seeds you scatter, even the seeds watered by your own tears. You matter, not as an afterthought or accident, but as a singular, intentional miracle within the tapestry I am weaving. Your prayer is not lost among the multitude. My attention is undivided when you whisper or when you weep. I meet you in your longing and in your laughter, in your confusion and your clarity. Let me remind you that your moments of weakness are not the sum of your identity. They are simply chapters in the tale of redemption I write with you daily. My forgiveness outpaces every failing. Nothing can outmatch the mercy I pour freely over you. Stand firm in this promise. No past mistake can disqualify you from my future for you. Hope is not naive in my hands. It is anchor and invitation. I have seen every sacrifice you've made, every time you chose love when it cost you something. Those choices matter more than you know, echoing not just in the lives you touch, but deep within my own heart. Do not measure your life by the standards of those around you. Your worth and your calling are unique, fit exactly to the contours of who I have made you to be. When you're exhausted, I invite you to rest in me, to let your striving cease and your soul breathe. There is power in your vulnerability before me. There is room for your full humanity here. My desire is not that you become a hollow shell of pretense or religious obligation, but that you flourish genuine, open, leaning fully into the grace I give. Therefore, do not be afraid to begin again, even if you must begin small. I take delight in every step that draws you nearer, no matter how halting or unsure. Every journey starts with a single yes, and I am patient for yours, never demanding, always inviting. I have placed resilience within you, not of your own making, but from the breath of my spirit. You may not always recognize it, but you will find courage rising again and again where you thought you had none left. This is my gift. An unending supply of strength for the days you want to give up, gentle wisdom for the choices that keep you awake at night, and a hope that defies the cynicism of the world. I do not promise the absence of struggle, but I assure you of undefeatable love in the struggle. You have been entrusted with influence, however quiet or unseen it may feel. Use it for kindness, for mercy, for pointing others toward the love you receive from me. Let the words spoken here not remain distant or theoretical. Allow them to take root in your heart, altering the way you see yourself and others. Step boldly into the next season with the assurance that I am both your companion and your destination. Lean into the moments of grace I scatter along your way, opportunities to forgive, to repair, to bless, to begin anew. Whatever you face, you do not face it unaided. I go ahead of you. I walk beside you. I catch you when you falter. So trust me. Trust my intentions for you, even when my ways are not immediately clear. Hold tightly to hope, and let go of what weighs your spirit down. There is so much more ahead than what has been left behind. I am the God who creates, sustains, and brings to completion the work begun in you. Let me lead, let me love you without resistance. Live today, in the fullness of being known and cherished, beyond what words can express. Amen. Now rise in this love, act in this truth,